One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back. This episode of your favorite podcast, No Simple Road,
Yeah.
is sponsored by
Shop Tour Bus.
Shop Tour Bus creates amazing, incredibly artistic and thoughtful and beautiful designs based on Grateful Dead songs. They make pictures out of song titles, put them on shirts, and make stickers and hats and hoodies and all the stuff we all love. So go to shoptourbus.com and check out what they got going on. They got a trucking t-shirt. They got a Let It Grow, Cassidy. Help me out, people.
I just love you named the two that I've worn in the last 2 days. I do 80% of the time
Fire
wear,
on the Mountain.
I have a lot of their shirts, and they are the most comfortable thing, and there's so many to see over there.
Yep, and they come in a one-of-a-kind hand-designed box with the Grateful Dead lyrics scrawled on the inside of that, artfully done with magical markers that make you feel like you are dancing on a cloud of pillows when you look at it.
When you check out, put in the promo code No Simple Road, all one word, and you will get free shipping. Isn't that cool? Designed box just for you.
And some of you are going to get a miracle
Bootleg.
bootleg
And they got
cassette
some
tape.
new ones too.
Yep. So, yeah, if you have a bunch of bootlegs sitting around that are just collecting dust, you can send them to Shop Tour Bus and they will do barters with you. So go to shoptourbus.com, check out what they got, put in the promo code No Simple Road when you check out, get free shipping, and yeah.
Look groovy.
That's the thing. Yeah, look groovy. Thanks, Al.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to end that. Everybody likes posters.
I love them.
Like ogres. Or no, that's like onions. Wow. Parfait. Everybody likes parfait. You like posters. Mel likes posters and Apple likes posters. You should like posters too. You should go to finandwheel.com.
And you can get a dope poster.
They have
Or two.
or 3 or 5. Was there 6 designs there now?
They have 6 designs now to choose from, and these are awesome prints that are inspired, like we've told you, by the Pacific Northwest, the Grateful Dead, like outdoor activities. It's just like everything we do.
Super clean, beautiful, intentional, and just graphically amazing artwork done at Fin and Wheel. What do you got, Apple?
I was just going to say, you still have a chance to go on over to Instagram at Fin and Wheel, and you have until 7 p.m. March 31st to possibly win one of their prints. You go over there, follow them, like the post, tag 2 friends, and you're in for a drawing for one of these dope prints.
And if you are one of the people that doesn't win, you can go to finandwheel.com and order one of the prints from them. And when you check out, put in the promo code NSR. You're going to get 10% off of your poster, and you're going to get some free stickers. So go to Fin and Wheel, make your house look awesome. You love posters. We love posters. We all love posters. Love Fin and Wheel.
Groovy, man.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out. Boston, Massachusetts tomorrow.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would, actually.
I would love to see Boston.
Yeah. Hey, No Simple Road family. How's everybody doing? This is Aaron.
This is Mel.
And this is Apple.
Okay, everybody's on board now. We've all caught up with each other. Mics are on. We're recording.
We are recording.
Yeah. Everybody, guess what? This week, our guest on No Simple Road is the one and only
Jeremy Schon.
From Pigeons Playing Ping Pong.
Hell yeah.
We got one of the flock.
Yes.
Sure,
yes,
the heck. That's our second flock.
Mother flocker.
Ben, we're coming for you.
You know, we waited to put this out until after we saw Pigeons play here at the Crystal Ballroom. And I'm glad we did, because boy, oh boy, was that a night.
Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. It was a good
It was
night.
all right.
It was all right, you know? No, that shit was dope.
That was, yeah.
That was fire.
That was amazing, too, because we also took some new friends of ours.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something
What the-
completely different.
No, we took
new
some
friends.
new friends
Yes,
with
let's go
us,
with that.
and our good friends Cody and Bree joined
Oh.
us with Cody's son.
It was a special.
Got out there and learned to groove to
Oh,
pigeons.
yeah.
And we got to see Karina Reichman open up for him.
Wow.
Who just
And
crushed
Karina's
it.
boots. Holy shit. That stole the show for me.
Boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole time Karina performed, I was trying to look at her feet, because where I was standing, I couldn't see. And I just had an inkling that she was going to have good shoes on.
She's fashionable.
So I looked over
Very.
to our new friend that we took, and I just won't say names because I don't know if they're okay with saying their names, but I looked over to Dee and I was like, can you see her boots from here? And she's like, no, I can't. So I kept on trying to like jump and dance around, and I couldn't see him. Finally, I see the fucking foot and the light shining on the foot with the black boot, dope heel, silver and No, it was just silver and black, silver stars and silver lightning bolt.
Wow.
And isn't the ones you found
yeah,
out
I
where
found
what
it.
they were?
Oh yeah,
and
because she tagged the person, the company, and it's like some company in New York that makes custom rock and roll boots.
Yeah, they had the patriotic like red, white, and blue.
Those were dope.
Yeah, okay.
So,
that whole night. Of course, Karina's boots were the highlight of the evening. But,
the bands were okay, but Karina,
the show
Karina,
was fun,
your boots,
but
damn.
Having her open for Pigeons was the perfect opener
party starter
for them.
Yeah, fun, groovy,
got everybody going.
And I feel like she felt the love, like toward the end of her set. Everybody was cheering, super stoked, and she freaking rocked City Kids.
So
that was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it because we're gonna do this after the interview with Jeremy. Hang out, and you'll hear about our recap and more about that night of the show and what's going on with us and all that stuff. But it's a huge honor for us to have Jeremy on the show.
Thanks for spending time with us, Jeremy.
Pigeons has been one of those bands that's very special to the family, and I have to say again, a special shout out to Jason, because
Jason.
Without Jason
you,
and Audrey,
Jason,
I would have never gone to my first Pigeon show years ago.
We told you to get off the fucking fence.
Fly with the flock. And this is in no small part because of you guys. So thank you, man, for helping me open my mind and broaden my musical horizons. And I haven't said this before, and I don't think I've said this to you personally, but I will let you know, man, that the musical, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of a way to say this. The guests that we've had on the show and the spanning of genre that we've done in the past 3 years is this. Going to that show was the beginning of that. It was the first show that I had gone to that blew my mind that wasn't Grateful Dead related specifically. And because of going to that show, we started finding out about all kinds of new music and broadened our musical horizons and started going to all kinds of different shows and seeing all kinds of awesome shit and finding out about awesome shit and telling you guys about awesome shit. So Jason and Audrey,
a lot of awesome shit.
Yeah, it's in no small part because of you two and because of Pigeons playing ping pong.
They're the most musical couple that and that's saying something, because
we know some music.
We know musical couples, but these two are always on the run for a groove, and I love that about them.
And I love that they just do what we're going to talk about after, but I just love that when we go to a Pigeon show, we know we're going to see Jason and Audrey, and we know we're going to see the kids.
Yep.
The kids are riding the rail at every Pigeon show they go to.
Let's get to the business and get through it, and then hang out afterwards.
And one last thing, and I'm sorry I missed you, Jeremy. I was working that day. That was a tough one for me to make on a Friday, but man, love what you guys do, and I'm sure we'll talk in the future.
Yep. So follow social media. Do that, because that's what you do.
People just follow the social media
with the simples.
Wow. Follow us on all the social medias at No Simple Road on Instagram, and www.nosimpleroad.com on the interwebs.
Yeah, and if you go to nosimpleroad.com, you can buy tickets for Skull and Roses, which is coming up in next week, a week from yesterday.
We will be there
April 7th through the 10th in Ventura, California, Thursday. Down by the beach at the Ventura County Fairgrounds at the Raceway, seeing Phil Lesh and Friends, O'Teal,
Melvin Seal, Stu Allen, Mars Hotel, Circles Around the Sun,
the Higgs.
There are so many.
Yeah, and if you are so inclined, you can go to skullandroses.com, or you can go to nosimpleroad.com and click on the Skull and Roses banner and get your tickets. And also at nosimpleroad.com, you can sign up for tarot classes. Gee, what the hell's the matter with me right now?
You can sign up for a reading from Aaron and I for tarot with the Grateful Dead tarot deck. Let me just say that is my new favorite thing to do, and I hope that and implore any of you that are even mildly interested, $40 is nothing. If you want to barter with us, fine. Let's do it. Let's do something, because this is really an amazing thing that we got going on.
Yeah, you get a playlist. based on the cards that were pulled, because the Grateful Dead tarot deck, each card represents a song.
Yeah, we'll record it so that we can send it to you and you can get a little bit more insight when you're,
So you can go to No Simple Road and click on the tarot word at the top of the page and schedule your thing and pay for it and do the whole thing, and then we'll hang out and it'll be fun and super cool.
And then you can do that super, super fun thing I love to do. Hit that merch tab and go check out the merch. You can get the T-shirts and all the hoodies and all the fanny packs and all the cool things that we have up there for you to wear and support us.
And if you are a kind-hearted, generous, and loving person, then you can go to patreon.com/No Simple Road, like Chris W. did, and sign up to become a $1 patron or more.
Chris
W.
Chris even left us a note. He said, "So glad I found y'all. My evenings are complete now. Jumped on the bus, 86 Oakland." Welcome
Right
to
on.
the family, Chris.
Chris, thank you.
Chris.
That means so much.
Yep. So you too can be cool like Chris and
Kind-hearted and all
give
those
us
other
12.5 cents a show. It'd be really cool. All you go to patreon.com/No Simple Road. And also, we have something special.
What?
You can call 971-808-1524 and leave a voicemail. You can leave a trip report. You can tell us a story. You know the deal. It's basically open mic night for the No Simple Road family. And we actually got a trip report after Pigeons playing ping pong from somebody that went to Pigeons playing ping pong here in Portland. Yes, we did.
Whoa.
And I'm going to play it for you right now.
Dog, you went to your first Pigeons playing ping pong, and so did you, Danae. What was up? What'd you think? Best show ever. Best show ever. Dang. Are you still stewing on that, Brian? Wild.
First word is memorable.
Ooh!
Second word is probably impactful.
Whoa!
And third word is probably sufficient.
Stop trying to be all smart at everything you do.
I'm just saying, dude. That's what I.
All thoughtful and cute. Why are you trying to be like that, Brian?
Was it amazing? I gotta rest on that shit.
Well, and this was put on the spot. Put it right now. Fucking we're going on the spot to call. Just for the record. You owe me the hummingbird stat. Gotta show at the ballroom. It was bouncing. It was late. Yeah. Friday show. Yeah. Good times. Good energy.
Maturing, aging like fine wine.
And there's more kids at the show than I've seen before.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Take it away. Take it away. Come on. They can't. They can't hear that.
The depth and the level of intensity throughout the creative source that was just provided to us all was absolutely insane. Like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Just to see and be a part of the energy that it created, the energy and the movement that it created in the entire building. It was like world changing. Like that. Yeah, that's the type of shit that brings people together and is like, okay, why was we are one?
That's why it was so important when it was on. One. And it's a full moon. We're feeling good. We'll leave it at that. Okay, good. All right. Ben, any last thing?
Wow.
Fuck yeah,
all
man.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you to whoever that was that called in.
That was. Wow.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
That was great.
Ben, you win the award for the best comment ever after a pigeon show. How was the show, Ben? Perfect. That's all you got to say.
Sums it up.
We get it. So yeah, that's the Tepid line. Everybody, 971-808-1524. And if you listen to the show every week and you hear us talk about the Tepid line and you're like, I don't really understand what they're looking for. Well, now you know.
Yeah, that's a really good example,
Perfect.
but you can do
And
anything.
This is another pleasant surprise that we got.
Yeah.
If you want to do something for No Simple Road that doesn't cost any money, just a little bit of time and a little bit of thought, hit that 5-star on Apple Podcasts and then leave a cute little note like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious did.
All right, let's
All
hear
right.
it.
Head fluff bed. If there was one word to describe my friends, PH, this would be it. You're my warm blanket, my good bowl of my favorite bud,
Oh.
the soup that warms the chilled bones of my soul, And most importantly, you are that hug from the universe of mom that I am still longing for. This show is the heart and soul of the psychedelic ethos and the zeitgeist we currently encounter.
Wow. Holy crap. Okay,
and that was on Monday. That was current. That was just this week.
That's a
Thank you so much. That's who it was from. It was from Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yes, it sure was.
Even though you sound tired.
Well,
I can't even comment on that.
No,
that's everything.
Really
that's beautiful, sweet, incredible, thoughtful. Exactly what we were talking about.
So it made me feel like a warm bowl of soup and a nice bowl, and oh wow,
love it.
Thank you
warm
so
blanket.
much. That's
head fluff bed.
I don't even know what to say about that.
We'll come back to it at the end of the show.
High praise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Far out, man. Yeah, so you can do that too. You could make us feel like that.
You can do that.
If you don't feel like typing anything, just go on there and hit the 5 stars and go on with your day. And then as you go through your day and you think back to that very moment when your thumb hit the 5 stars on Apple Podcast and you reviewed us with that, you'll have like a beam of energy fly from the center of the universe right to your heart, and it'll be warm and like kind of like refreshing. And you go into your day and you'll be like sort of tired, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, oh wow, I feel a little better. And then you'll remember that you left that 5-star review, and you'll know why.
Yeah, get the warm fuzzies.
Yeah, it's just a simple way of saying that what I just said in a really long-winded kind of way. Anyway, I don't know what else there is. Is there more stuff?
They want to listen to Jeremy
That's all,
already.
yeah, that's
I
all.
kind of want to listen to
the
Jeremy.
business.
No,
Miss Snotty
that's the
Face.
business.
That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Snotty Face.
Okay.
You got the
We
business.
did the tepid line. We did everything we needed to do. So
Get your tickets for Skull and Roses. Get your tickets for Bodie Mojo Fest. Get your tickets for
Beltane.
Get your tickets for String Summit.
No, it's sold out, buddy.
Well,
Sold out.
Oh, good luck getting your tickets for String Summit and if you have it.
All right, everybody, without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Jeremy Schon.
Flashing lights and psychedelic sound. practicing guitar, answering emails,
Oh,
and I usually do the latter,
Yeah.
I got you, man. We
So I will shower though, hopefully this evening. That's like a big goal of today. I have lofty goals now in life.
yeah, like maybe I'll get to eat some food that's actually mine and not my kids, and shower.
Well, with 6 months, that's still not a problem yet.
Just grinding on that
Yeah.
baby food.
Yeah, I don't eat her food, fortunately, because I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And she tries to eat anything that's in front of her, but
What's her name, Jeremy?
Lily.
Oh,
Lily.
well,
Right on.
congratulations on
man.
being a new papa.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's rad.
I'm Aaron, Jeremy. How's it going?
Oh
man?
yeah,
And I'm
Aaron.
Mel.
Aaron and Mel, pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
man. There's usually one other that we have. There's 3 of us. His name's Apple, but he manages 2 dispensaries and he couldn't get off work. So it is
It's all right.
Yeah. He was bummed though. So he says hello.
I love that picture, by the way, that you had as your default when it first popped up.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Thank you. What picture is it? Hold on.
It's like the one with your hair.
You're fucking
Yeah.
rocking out.
yeah. That's me on my better days.
When you've
When you
showered.
showered.
Yeah, I probably didn't shower that day either.
They're overrated, Jeremy.
Who
Don't
are
worry
we
about
fucking
it.
kidding? Yeah, I mean, it's really nothing that new because touring,
Right.
like
Yes.
generally meant in the past, like maybe you get 2 showers a week.
Well, welcome
So,
to
I'm
No
still-
Simple Road, man. Thank you for agreeing to do this. We've been wanting to have you on for a while because well, first of all, you're so talented and your band is incredible and so much fun. And we just wanted to, have our audience kind of hear your story and, your roots and all that. So thanks again for coming on.
Cool. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy, like pigeons for us, it's super special, man, because like we have a pretty big crew up here in Portland, and a lot of them we met at your show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, it's a special family time to go see pigeons. And
Love that.
yeah, man, it's super awesome.
And you're coming up in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Karina's opening for you guys up
We
here,
got
right?
Karina Reichman opening that tour. She's got a really fun band, and I'm excited to do a lot of shows there.
Yeah, man, she's something else. And that have you guys ever played the Crystal before?
Oh, we have not played the Crystal Ballroom yet. We've done a few shows at, I believe, the Wonder Ballroom
Yep.
in town. Those were always really fun, and I guess Crystal Ballroom is the next logical step.
Dude, it's something else.
So I was going to ask, since the baby's only 6 months, is this like kind of like the first tour that you've done since having her, that you'll be, kind of away and stuff?
It's the longest tour.
Okay.
Yes. But I mean, we did our first shows when she was about 2 weeks. We did a show in Camden, New Jersey, and a show in Buffalo. So it was only 2 nights, and then we did a few weekends in October, and then a 2.5-week run from Halloween until mid-November.
Has having a kid like changed how you feel about going out?
I have more. I mean, ever since like getting a dog and now having a kid, I have more and more draw. Not to compare the two. I have more draw to be home, and I have more like reason to be home. In the past, before, like me and my wife, we've always had a great balance between time going time together. That works really well for us. It creates a natural balance, and even over the pandemic when we were together nonstop for almost 2 years, things were great.
Yeah.
So it's fortunately not a needed thing, but we're very accustomed to that. She got her space when I went on tour. I did my thing when I went on tour.
Mm.
And it worked really nicely. Something we knew. We've been together for 10 years.
Okay.
This was part of the plan from the get-go.
Right on.
And I used to love, I love being on tour. I absolutely love it. It's my zen, and
How do you say that it's your zen?
I was just gonna say you're the very first musician I've ever heard say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, I get to go out every night when we're on tour and play music for people who are excited to watch us play.
Yeah.
And we get to feed off their energy. This whole interchange, like, I mean, it's strangely my zen. It's, I don't know. It's crucial to me. It's essential to my well-being almost,
No, I get it.
And normally when I'm off tour, and prior to the pandemic, I get home from tour and me and my wife, we'd go see live music.
Okay.
And that was how we kept things going at home.
Yeah.
And we'd go see live music, and I'm really big into skiing. And live music and skiing and also hiking. Those are like three things. Live music and skiing and hiking are three big things that like keep me like grounded and sane, and also family and friends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That goes
crucial.
without saying. Yeah.
That's a big one. But as far as activities,
Yeah.
and, I mean, we've been touring for so long now that, I mean, it's very dialed in, obviously there's the stressful moments, there's the moments where everything goes wrong. But we've learned how to handle those moments really well over the past 10 plus years of touring. And, it's really fun being on the road with your best friends,
Aww.
playing music every night.
Yeah.
It's something that, we've loved from the get-go, now it's like strangely our job, it's like, it still doesn't feel like a job.
Just congratulations on that
man.
point right there, man, that you've created a sustainable career where you get to hang out with your friends. And while you're doing that, you get to bless everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's as #life goals for real. Like that's really a beautiful place to come to.
I appreciate it. I feel really, really lucky, in that regard. I don't know, I'm not the one who sets our big goals. I have like small, really easily achievable goals.
Right on.
Showering.
I'm the low expectations guy of the band. I'm like, well, I hope 10 people show up to the show, and then there's 1,000 people there.
Fuck yeah.
Because to me, it's like when you go into something with high expectations, you can get let down, and I don't like being let down. And it's not worth like going to the show and be like, oh, there's going to be totally 2,000 people there. And then when 1,000 people show up, you're bummed.
Yes.
1,000 people is amazing. You should be
yes,
ecstatic.
it is.
And I am ecstatic when we have 1,000 people at a show, and when there's 3,000 people at the show, it's completely insane. It's something that, like, especially over the past 2 years, people I feel like they've really gotten a lot of perspective on that and gotten to see like, oh, life without live music, this is different. This is tough. This isn't.
It's tough.
It's not sustainable I totally get it. Yeah.
I sort of lost my mind,
yes, we do know.
buried myself in all sorts of random old hobbies, that I was like, okay, what can I do to occupy myself? Because I couldn't work on Domefest. I wrote a lot of music. That was the best thing.
Okay.
That and like time with my family were the two best things to come out of the pandemic.
It was
time with family first, and then the music that came.
That whole thing, the 2 years, man, I don't know about you, but like it never even occurred to me that could be a thing, that we could not have music and not be doing what we love to do all the time. And when it was taken away, it was an identity shaker. It really, like, at least for me, it made me like really question everything and like get back to the reason why I even bothered going to shows in the first place or doing this or any of it. And it was scary at times. I mean, did you go through any of that?
100%.
Mm.
You know, I mean, I am so rooted in live music. That's my career, my hobby, you know, and my side careers as well. It's like, you know, I really love the music world, you know, all the different aspects of it, you know, and, you know, obviously my big focus is our Pigeons playing ping pong, my band, our band, and Domefest, which is our annual festival.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's been my focus like pretty intensely for the past 10 years. You know, I mean, towards the earlier part of that, like, I don't remember when, you know, I had other jobs because I had to like pay bills. But, you know, fortunately in the past, like 6 or 7 years, you know, that's become like my full-time thing. And, you know, I have so many other areas that I've dabbled in the music industry, you know, other booking, other promotion. I used to build stages and stuff. But all these things that I've always done, like all my little side gigs, they've all revolved around live music. And when all that stopped, I didn't know what to do, you know. It was, yeah. And I just wasn't prepared, you know, as so many of us weren't. You know, it was just, as you said it perfectly. I never thought that could happen. That wasn't even a thought. There's all the other horrible thoughts in my mind of what could go wrong, you know, everything's over, whatever. But I never thought of a pandemic. No music. So I'm really glad we're moving out of that, you know.
Yes.
Knock on wood.
Yes.
Man.
We'll knock too,
Yeah,
man.
dude. Please, enough's enough. Like,
yeah. I don't even like talking about it. God,
you know, I'm glad that you said that because it's so hard because it's referring to your new single. It's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, like genuinely, like not because like, oh, it's hard to talk about, but like fucking it's over. Nobody just let it pass, you know, but it's still kind of lingering.
Yeah, well,
and
it's the last 2 years of our lives.
Exactly. So it's still very relevant, and it's just kind of hard to like ignore it, you know, 100%, because like you mentioned, you've created a lot of music during this time, and so have a lot of other musicians that we've talked to, and that's probably been one of the biggest accomplishments, I would say, is like people like finishing up, you know, things that they have kind of had like in the wings, but didn't have the opportunity to like go stop and go to the recording studio or, you know, whatever, or collaborate the way that they would have. So it was amazing in so many ways, but like what it's done to a lot of our psyches has really, I mean, I think that we'll be feeling it for a hot minute, you know, even after it's back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited to move on. Yeah.
Me too,
Me
man.
too, brother. Me too.
I mean, you know, it's slowly and surely coming back, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for that. You know, I'm so grateful that we got to tour and play shows and do live streams over the pandemic, you know. I mean, it was not an easy time for bands to get out there, and like, you know, we were lucky enough to have a strong enough fan base to support like drive-in and pod concerts. And I feel very lucky about that. Because a lot of bands were just dormant, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited to get back out to West Coast though in a week.
Absolutely.
You know?
Dude, we're excited too, man. It's like you said, it's coming back. And I mean, like before everything started, it was, I would say every week or every other week for us, we were at a show, and it's getting back to that. It's getting back to the point where it's like, shit, we can't make everything. And that's good. Like that it's all happening again. And one of, like Mel said, one of the awesome things that happened through all of this is all the musicians that we've talked to were finishing projects or writing a bunch of new music like you guys did. And what I want to know, man, is like Pigeons albums and live shows have always been, at least for us, all about fun and like family time and getting down. And I'm wondering how the experience of the last 2 years shaped perspective for you guys.
you know, it undeniably had an impact. You know, I mean, obviously we chose the name Perspective for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because one thing that everyone has gained over the past 2 years is perspective. You know, we've gained a lot of perspective on just like it's wild to see everything just stop, you know, and it really just puts things in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, we decided to pop in the studio and, you know, just lay down some songs that we were working on, you know, like Elefante was this brand new song that we were waiting to play. And we were like, you know, we decided, you know, okay, let's actually record this, and then we'll play it live afterwards.
Oh.
And we're like, okay, cool. So we'll get to play it like maybe late 2020, early 2021. And then the pandemic happened, and it was like, man, because we 99% of the time with every other song we've ever written, you know, we've always like really played it live and like road tested it, developed it live as a live song before getting into the studio. So with Elefante, we kind of flipped it, and yeah, we were really excited to get it going, and then all of a sudden we had to wait some time. Still awesome. Still glad we got it released, and now we get to play this part of our live shows and see where the song goes in the live setting. You know,
maybe it'll change the way that you guys do stuff down the road. I mean, I wonder how when you haven't recorded a song in the studio and you take it out on the road and road test it, like, is it by the reaction of the crowd? Are you judging the energy of the room to kind of shape the song?
It's everything, you know. It's how we feel when we play it. It's how we feel the audience responding, and it's just like you know, the more when you play a song live, when you play with a band, especially with Pigeons, you know, we have a lot of improvisation as part of our show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you write a song, sometimes you might have every part be really specific, like down to every guitar note, every chord and accent and rhythm, you know, but some songs are looser, you know, and they're more open feeling, and the more open feelings tend to develop and focus in more over time. But a song that like I could write out that might have very specific parts will still develop over time, but in a different way. It might loosen up, actually.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's just, no matter what, like when you're playing with a band, whether you're playing touring the country or whether you're playing in the garage, the more you play something, the tighter it's going to get.
Yeah.
And it's going to develop, you know, if you listen to any live recording of any of our songs from 5 years ago versus this year, it's going to sound pretty different. It's going to be a different energy. There's going to be literally different parts. There'll be different, a slight change in feel. Like and we love that as a band. You know, we really enjoy seeing and just experiencing our songs develop with our crowds. You know, and I mean, a lot of our songs we expand on tremendously in the live setting, and like what might be a 5-minute studio song could end up being a 15-minute jam at a show. And those are especially fun because we'll take it in a different direction from time to time, or every night even.
I guess that makes sense too, man, because I mean, 5 years ago you were a different person, and the music is also an expression of who you are individually and who you guys are collectively as a band. So, you know, it's all of your experience and growth also that is being channeled into that thing.
Yeah. And, you know, we're always, we practice a ton as a band, you know, still when we're off tour and when we're on tour. And, you know, so we're developing as a band constantly. And also, like, we're also working on our own instruments on the side as well. So, I mean, every year, I mean, almost every show our playing will develop. And I think that's I mean, I gotta think that that's an exciting thing for the fans to watch, especially the fans who have seen us since our college days, where it's like, you know, things weren't very tight in like 2007, you know, or, you know, because we just started the band then, you know, and for the few people who might have seen us then to now, it's like, it's got to be shocking.
I would say
and-
exciting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but no, it's really fun, like letting a song breathe on the road and seeing where it goes, you know. And what we'll do when we have a normal song that we play live that could be 8 to 20 minutes, when we go to the studio, we'll like kind of dissect the song and sort of almost like rearrange it
Mm-hmm.
to fit the studio setting. And we try to capture as much energy using studio magic and using layers and like just condensing things just to make the studio song have a similar or close or different energy than what people are accustomed to live. I mean, a lot of songs of this album, all 11 out of 12, you know, we played live. Some of these songs, when people hear it, they're gonna barely recognize the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we'll add new parts, change the parts, we'll add horns. Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away before.
Yeah.
When does it come out, Jeremy?
So our new album Perspective comes out April 8th.
Okay. Yeah, I think this will be out before that, so don't do it. don't give anything
Don't
away.
do it.
Don't give anything away.
I don't know. I don't know what are off the record. I don't know what I'm supposed or not supposed to say.
Well,
obviously.
as far as like your own personal stuff, you say whatever you want, but like the album stuff, keep that.
I could go deep about all these songs, but like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to say. I mean,
well, we
track
can't
listing
hear
is out
them.
there. What?
I said we can't hear them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, but it was really fun. I mean, every time we go in the studio to record an album, it's a fun process, a challenging process. And this one was our smoothest yet, you know. Somehow it worked out. You know, we even recorded some songs that like didn't make the cut in the past that we tried to record and we're like, you know, this we're not feeling it now. But then we went back in this time, we're like, this is hitting great right now.
Who makes is that like a by vote for the whole band? Does everybody have an equal say in what goes down onto the track list?
It's very collective between our 4 band members and our engineer Steve Wright. You know, he'll give us a lot of really good feedback. You know, he's more or less our producer engineer, and we've worked with him on the past 3 or 4 albums. Wait, sorry, I'm gonna
It's all right.
figure this out. All right, so yeah, this was our 4th album we've recorded with him.
Okay.
and so how'd you guys get hooked up with him?
So he runs Right Way Studios in Baltimore, and about 10 years ago, I heard of the studio from a band called Baysound, who is a Baltimore jam band that is no longer really around. They had recorded their albums with Steve Wright at Right Way Studios, and I really liked his production style. And their keyboardist Blake Mobley got me in touch with Steve, and we went in and we recorded Pleasure there in 2014 or 15. And you know, we really built up a great relationship with him and the whole band. You know, we're a live band. Like, you know, that's kind of our focus. That's where we have all our fun. You know, that's like our bread and butter, you know?
Yeah.
And the studio is a different challenge for us because, you know, you don't have an audience in front of you to give you that energy. So we always put a lot into our studio albums to make up for the lack of the crowd.
Okay. That makes
So how do you
sense.
get yourself pumped up for that? You know,
It's
because you can't go in there like, you know, rubbing your eyes and like
no, you
walking.
gotta go in and give it your all. You gotta
Yeah.
play like it's the last show you're ever playing, but no one
Yeah.
showed up.
Yeah.
but you gotta play like everyone showed up.
Exactly.
And you know, it really comes down to, I mean, we love playing music with each other. You know, that's why we're a band.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we've always enjoyed every show we've ever played, no matter what the turnout, no matter how crappy the venue might be. When we played bars 8 years ago, you know, we loved all those gigs, even when nothing worked, even when no one showed up, because we got to play music.
Yeah.
And we love playing music. You know, when we have rehearsal, it's not like we're going to work. It's, hey, we're going to go jam and play music with our friends. And yeah, we're gonna like work on some parts and like really like dissect some things and like work hard at it. But you know, it's really fun when it comes down to it. We love playing music, and that's why we exist.
That's
And
what
we
comes
love
through, man.
sharing
That's what comes through. That's what I loved. First time I saw you guys, I was like, wow, you could tell that these cats really are having fun for real. Like they're not up there grinding. They're digging it.
Yeah. I mean, one of our things we always like said for ourselves since we started touring is, you know, we're going to play every show like it's Madison Square Garden. You know,
Right
Greg, our
on.
singer, he's from New York, so that would be his top venue, you know, right there. And you know, that's been something we really held to. You know, you always got to give 110%. You know, you never know. You really never know who's going to be in the crowd and completely like change the game for you. Even when you're playing the worst bar for 10 people, like one of those 10 people could be the person who changes your career.
Damn, that's true. Holy
Wow.
shit, man. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and talking about playing like life-changing venues, can you tell me what it was like for you to play Red Rocks for the first time, man?
Red Rocks was incredible. It is an awe-inspiring venue, as you guys and everyone already knows.
Yes.
But you know, it was my first time seeing or playing music there.
Oh, so you hadn't seen a concert there either?
I had tickets to see Fish there in 2009, but I couldn't go, so I gave it to my roommate, and I should have just made it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was my first time. Like my first time seeing music at Red Rocks was Mo right after we had played Red Rocks.
Oh shit!
And it was
Dang.
a very surreal experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is a special place. You know, when you're playing to the crowd, you know, you're looking up this mountain, and it's a very unique experience as a band. And then on the crowd, and when I got to watch some of Mo, it's the most epic live venue imaginable.
Yeah,
it really is.
And I plan to go. We're playing Red Rocks on May 26th.
Oh, it's coming.
Is that correct?
Wow! Right.
Let me make sure that's right, and I'll say it again if I was wrong. Nope.
Was it close?
I was close.
Okay.
So we're playing Red Rocks on May 27th. We're doing a co-bill with the Motet, who I love the Motet.
Yeah.
I've seen them tons of times. You know, I've played with them a bunch of times. One of my favorite bands. And you know, I definitely plan on going a night early to go see, I believe, the String Dusters and California Honey Drops.
Oh wow, that's gonna be awesome.
We saw last year. We saw Green Sky, Railroad Earth, and Circles Around the Sun there.
Nice.
And
love those bands.
Yeah.
Dude,
and it was a full moon.
Yeah, it was crazy awesome. But the thing that blew me away about Red Rock was we were kind of in the middle, and it really did sound like we were indoors. The sound in that place is crazy weird. the acoustics of that amphitheater. And when you're playing on the stage, are you getting that same like feeling? Is the sound strange down there on the stage?
It sounds amazing. I will say on that stage, like it is very well designed. I don't know how much they designed the rock walls,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it is a phenomenal venue all around. And I mean, in the audience side, it's absolutely an extremely unique experience. I didn't hone in too much on the sound. It sounded really good, but I don't remember anything strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for the fact that we were playing Red Rocks. It's like, how the hell did we get here?
That was strange.
Dude, you started playing in a dorm. Like,
yeah, I mean, me and Greg will sometimes joke after like one of those monumental shows. We played Anthem in DC. We played the arena in Asheville the first time. And we played Red Rocks. It was like, wow, we started this at Cumberland Hall, and now we're here.
Wow.
And it's pretty surreal.
So how old were you when you started playing, Jeremy?
I started playing guitar when I was 12.
So
and
it like a musical family, or you just like got the bug?
I guess musical family. My mom's, she's a choir director and music teacher for kids, and she plays piano, guitar, and violin, and mainly does vocals. And my dad plays keys and trombone.
Oh, fun.
And he actually he's a doctor, and he has a band of fellow doctors that they started like probably when I was like 11 years old or something like that. They've been playing forever.
Bring them on the road.
Yeah.
So music was always normal for you then?
Yeah, I definitely grew up around music. That was a huge part of my life ever since I was a little kid. My parents attempted to get me to learn piano at 6, and acoustic guitar, but I just didn't have the focus or motivation at that point. But I still loved music. And it was actually my dad's band was a big inspiration for me to want to learn electric guitar. He had a phenomenal guitar player, back when I was 11 and 12 and beyond that, who could shred like Steve Vai,
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, that is cool. That's what I want to do. And I still haven't figured it out. I have a lot more practicing to do, I mean, you always have a lot more practice.
Yeah.
But, that was definitely a big inspiration for me was watching them play. And that sort of really gave me finally the itch. Be like, oh, I gotta get involved. And, started learning guitar and also started learning a little bass as well. And then eventually sort of taught myself some drums. But I'm not a very good drummer. I could fake it, but if I play near Alex or after Alex, people would leave. Rightfully so. Alex is a phenomenal drummer.
He's amazing, man.
Probably the best drummer I've ever played with.
Wow.
I feel so lucky that we have him in our band.
So were all of you in the same dorm? Is that how you all met? Or like it's college, but how did it kind of come together?
So me and Greg lived in Cumberland Hall at University of Maryland. We were on the same floor. And we met basically through the hallway.
Oh, wow.
And in the first week of school, and just so instantly clicked and started hanging out and playing music. And I had known Ben from high school from various parties and through a friend I went to school with. And when we decided, I met our original drummer in our history rock class, and we decided to try the songs that me and Greg had been writing as pigeons playing ping pong. Fall of 2007, when we came in for our second semester of college, or sophomore year of college, and I convinced, some friends who were moving into a house said we could set up a little jam space in their basement with Dan's drums, our old drummer, and we set up, in fall 2007, and we didn't have a bass player, but I knew Ben also lived in this house, and he was upstairs, and I was like,
What?
he plays bass.
Oh shit!
And so we popped upstairs like, hey, you want to jam? And that's when the full band started.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that
It's
easily?
wow.
Dang.
Yeah, it was very organic, very natural. I mean, we weren't. It was just fun, and that's really what it's always been. It's we play music because we love playing music.
Right.
It is our career at this point, but it's still we do this for fun, and that's a really important thing to us, maintaining that.
Well, also, man, I mean, it at least for you, it's not just playing music. You're also like putting together a huge festival every year.
Yeah.
And that's no small thing. Like, so you have a 6-month-old, so you have family, you've got a band that's touring all the time, and why not in my spare time? Why don't I, with all my extra moments that I have, put together a festival? Like, what was the thought behind that?
There wasn't any thought behind it.
Right on. Best
It
laid
sort
plans.
of happened.
Okay.
It kind of happened, senior year of college, we stumbled upon this venue 15 minutes away from campus that we did a really weird gig at, and and it was this great spot, so close to school, and we talked to the owner, and he was like, hey, you guys should throw a party here. And we started talking, and 6 months later we had the first Domefest.
Wow.
On May 1st, 2010 at the Domes in Beltsville. And I never set out to really be a festival producer. I always loved putting on shows. I ran a DIY venue in high school and booked a lot of shows in college through a music club that my roommate started, the Maryland Music Business Society. But Domefest sort of just happened. It was me and one of my close friends from college, Ben Kerwin. We just, spontaneously decided to throw this event, and it was very. We tied it in pretty heavily to the school. It was sponsored by a bunch of student groups, and it was the first year was just one. It was the best day of my life up to that point.
Oh wow!
It was just amazing walking around the site and seeing all these people I knew and didn't know, just having the best time ever, and just knowing, wow, we put this together. It was just the best feeling, and from then on, we really put a ton into Domefest and gradually expanded over time. Going from a small 400-person one-night stand in Beltsville to having about 2,500 people in West Virginia and Ohio for 3 nights.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. It's a insane, exorbitant amount of work, and it's totally worth it, because it just, once the festival hits, and once we see people, that same feeling comes back. It's like, wow, just seeing all the smiles on everyone's faces throughout the site. It's the most rewarding thing ever. And fortunately, we started bringing in All Good Presents in 2019 to help alleviate some of the pressure off me and Greg.
Yeah.
Because me and Greg were running the whole thing for many, many years, and it was a lot. It was exhausting. Neither of us slept for usually a week
Leading up to it.
We'd lose our voices. It would be a whole intense experience for us, but an amazing experience. And Greg had a kid in April of 2020, and I had my kid this past August. We knew that it was time to take it to the next level with outside help.
Right.
And fortunately, we had already brought in All Good Presents in 2019, sort of watch how we do things, get to know and really know what makes Domefest Domefest. So that way they could gradually take over the production world. That way, me and Greg we did the entire year. And they're a phenomenal team. We've been working with them forever. I've known them since beginning of college when I was a street team before.
Oh shit.
when I was handing out flyers for All Good Festival. We have a lot of faith in that team and know that they will deliver the best Domefest experience that our fans have yet to experience.
So what, as a fan coming to Domefest, what sets it apart from, say, another festival that's similar sized? What's the thing with Domefest?
It's all about the community. It really is about the people, our domies, the flock. They're one of the key elements to Domefest. It's my favorite fans are generally the ones that we see every year at Domefest. We also see them everywhere, but just the gathering of them from across the country for this one weekend is just, I don't know, always an inspiring experience for us as a band. And, a huge thing for our band is, and something I've been really passionate about since the festival started, is, we love turning our fans on to new music.
Yes.
We love, and every year when I curate the Domefest lineup, it's like, we obviously have to have some bands that have a good draw and have bands that are will help sell the event. But what's the most fun for me is booking all these bands that our fans might not yet know. Yeah. The bands that generally aren't so huge yet, but I think one day they will be. Or the bands that I know, okay, our fans are going to love this band. And that is easily my favorite part about the whole organization aspect, is putting those bands together on a bill, and similarly, when we go on tour, we love picking support. It's always a really fun thing for us because, it makes the whole night the show more of an encompassing experience where you get two bands, people come in early, buy the posters, because you got to get in early, get the poster.
Yep.
And then they get to see this mind-blowing band they may have never heard of before.
Right.
Be it Karina Reichman on this upcoming tour, or one of the hundreds of other bands we've had support us. It's crazy to think that the last time we were in Portland, Goose was opening for us.
Yeah, that was the last. That was our last show that we saw before the pandemic.
Yeah,
we walked out of that.
Was that or Frasco?
It was that. We walked out of that show into COVID land, man.
Yeah.
So,
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
What a great show.
That is nuts. That to think that bands that nobody's ever heard of, that you're giving us the opportunity to experience that. And man, it's funny because thinking about that's one of my favorite parts about doing this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is finding those bands that aren't that well known that really I dig, and having them on and then getting to expose our listeners to it and hearing the reactions from them, and then also hearing the artists' feedback afterwards, like, holy shit, man, people from your show really, came out and saw me play or whatever. I love that. And just knowing that we're helping turn people on to something, an experience they may not have had otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, to me, one of my favorite things to hear after the festival happens every year is someone saying, oh man, I'm so hooked on the Magic Beans since I first saw them at Domefest, or insert any of the number of bands we have on the bill, or Goose, or any band, that means so much to me, personally, that's why we put together this lineup. If anytime people ask me hey, what are some bands I should check out? I just say, look at the Domefest lineup.
Right on.
Not just from this year, look at the past years, because those are I mean, there's way more bands other than that. Because one thing that's really important to us for Domefest is we don't want overlapping sets. A music festival to me should be an easy, stress, decision-free weekend.
Yes.
Life decisions. We don't want people to be like, crap, do I see this band or this band? Because they're both great bands.
Yeah.
We want people to see all the bands. We don't want any band to be bummed because we're playing at the same time as that band, you know. But I wish I could book more bands because there are so many amazing bands out there that people just don't know about, or people have yet to discover, or just, you know, they haven't really popped on the scene yet. And I mean, it's the biggest challenge when I book Domefest every year is not being able to book all the bands we want to.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many bands that I really, really wanted to get on the bill for this year, that some have been past Domefest, others who I wanted to make this their first year, but unfortunately it's just, we only have so many spots,
right,
because of the no overlapping sets. So that's the hardest part. But, you know, to me, that's a good, hard.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
And I'm curious, man, like, I know with us, like, publicists and stuff are sending us new music, but I'm also digging around myself, like on Instagram and whatnot. But I'm curious how you're finding the bands that you find, that like the lesser known stuff. Are you going out and seeing music and finding it that way, or what?
I mean, a big part of it is, I mean, I go out to see a ton of live music when I'm at home. I'm basically a regular at the 8x10 in Baltimore, which is a venue that we've played countless times, especially in our earlier years. You know, we used to do residencies there. And I've definitely discovered a lot of bands just popping into a random show at the 8x10 or seeing someone open for someone else at the 8x10. But I mean, one of the biggest ways I discover the bands I book for Domefest is at other festivals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, especially like festivals that book smaller acts. You know, a lot of a festival that had a big impact on Domefest in the past was Camp Barefoot, which doesn't exist anymore. But, you know, I went like every year from 2009 on, and I discovered so many amazing bands from that festival because they booked a ton of local bands, local, regional, you know, who were smaller, you know, who didn't have like large touring fan bases yet. And, you know, they eventually booked us, you know, starting in 2011, which was really exciting for me because it was my favorite festival.
Oh, that's
Both that and All Good Festival. And, you know, that's where I first heard Papadozio. That's where I first heard Zugma. That's where I first heard, I'm trying to think who's still around. A lot of bands. I mean, that's where I first got to finally see the Motet play. I've been a fan of them for a long time. But there are countless bands. I could name a lot of bands, but a lot of them, unfortunately, don't exist anymore. But they were killer bands that I discovered at Camp Barefoot, you know. And and a ton of those bands, you know, we did gig swaps with Pigeons with, you know, so we'd invite them to open for us in Baltimore, and we would open for them in Richmond or wherever. And it's how we sort of built our fan base early on, was through these relationships with bands we met at other small festivals. And we kind of help each other grow. And that was a huge thing for us for the longest time, you know, helping other bands and vice versa. You know, we
I was just going to say that, go ahead.
Yeah, like a great example of a band that we first discovered, or I first discovered at Camp Barefoot, was Fletcher's Grove, who are a great band out of Morgantown, West Virginia. You know, they blew me away when I first saw them. And I think the next year, you know, I got in touch and we opened for them at 123 Pleasant Street in like late 2010. And it was a huge gig for us, you know. It was amazing crowd, you know, sold out audience. And in turn, we had them come out to Baltimore and open for us at the 8x10, which was huge for them. And Morgantown, 123 Pleasant Street, turned into one of our favorite rooms to play over the next count like probably 15 plus times, you know. And that initial show opening for Fletcher's Grove really helped us out. And those kind of experiences and that kind of networking was really important to us as a band.
there's a
You know,
lot
we
of
didn't-
there's an aspect of reciprocity that's happening with you guys that, you know, you're clearly playing, and now you have this Domefest, you're inviting these people and you're giving them an opportunity to be exposed, and it's kind of like this you know, feeding loop that has happened, and you've really come full circle, because like you were, you know, your parents were both musicians, and then here you are, and then not just a musician, but now you've been doing it for a while, but yeah, like continuing on this musical path, like feeding, getting fed by it. I mean, that's a really amazing place to be, Jeremy. Seriously.
Well, thank you. You know, I mean, I'm really, I feel extremely grateful.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
be able to experience and give back to the experience.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we love watching our scene grow, you know, not just with us, with all the bands around us. Like, it's amazing watching our friends' bands like succeed. And it's especially amazing watching like the bands we tour with and the bands we have at Domefest like do so well out there. You know, it's just nothing fills our hearts more, you know.
I think that's huge, man, because it'd be easy for somebody to be like, well, they had a bigger turnout than we did, or fuck them, or you know what I mean? And having that kind of attitude like that is huge, man. And I think that's part of why Pigeons is successful, is because of that attitude of gratitude, and that goes out and the crowd feels that stuff.
It's the attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
Attitude.
You know,
Now there's a quote.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's really amazing. You know, people. I mean, I don't know, music world, being in a band and like our scene it's not a competitive scene. Like there's no competition in between bands. You know, every band, we all do our own thing, you know, and we all try to support each other as much as possible. You know, obviously some bands love to make things into, some fans like to make things into competitions.
Absolutely.
But, you know, whatever, let them do their thing. But no, there's no competition between bands. You know, there's really, at least, there shouldn't be at all.
I feel like it's come a long way since maybe like 80s and 90s, and you know, prior to that, because there wasn't the internet and there wasn't a lot of places to get your music, so there was a huge competitive aspect to it, because you wanted to be heard, and it's not maybe like you wanted your, you know, fellow other singer to not be heard, you just wanted to be heard. But since the internet and SoundCloud and Bandcamp and, you know, all of Apple Music, everything, there's so much accessibility to different kinds of music that what you just said, it's not competition. And that's just like nowadays, that used to not be. And that's a super cool aspect to the music scene right now, that there is no competition. It's like, yeah, I went to your show last night. You're going to go to mine tonight. Like, heck yeah, let's do this. Which before it, you know, the corporate music industry kind of had their hand over it, you know, and now it's like you can create your own festival, invite your buddies, and see everybody succeed. That's a really cool and different model than it used to be.
Step on their neck. Yeah.
It's really important for bands to be lifting each other up.
Yes.
You know, and I think it's really important also for fans to be lifting each other up, you know, because we're all people. You know, and, you know, everyone's entitled to any opinions they have, but, you know, everyone needs to respect it. Opinions are opinions, you know?
Yeah.
Like not everyone has to like every band, but, you know, everyone should support that whole concept, you know? And I mean, I love our music scene.
Yeah.
And
me too, man.
And I love watching it grow, and I love seeing the fans at shows. It's really an amazing experience. And I mean, I'm going to go see some live music this weekend too. You know,
what are you going to see?
So, in Baltimore, and our drummer is playing a show with Natalie Brooke.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully get out for 2 shows. We'll see.
So, what are some of your favorite bands to see live? Like if you had a choice right now.
I mean, I love seeing Lotus, seeing them countless times, and we're beyond excited to have them with us at Domefest this year. I love Green Sky Bluegrass.
Yeah.
Just saw them a few weeks ago. They came through DC. I've been really into the California Honey Drops the past few years. I saw them first at a festival, never heard their music before. And
what is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic
is incredible. Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
I got hooked, High Sierra Music Festival specifically. And that's another festival where I feel like I've discovered a lot of new music.
Yeah, we did too. That was
yeah.
a good one. You're right about that one for sure.
Love that festival. Such an amazing community, and they're really great curators of a great lineup. Who else? I mean, I love Fish.
Right on.
The obvious answer. And I'll see them whenever I can. I used to see them a lot, like 10 years ago, and then we got busy.
Which is great.
It was a good trip.
Yeah,
it was great. At first it was like, okay, I can't go to Fish New Year's, and it was like, it was a little hard that first year, but then playing a New Year's show, feeling the energy on the other side.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was unbeatable. And it was like, okay, I don't need to go see other bands on New Year's anymore.
I need to be the band.
I just need to play.
Yeah.
Right on.
Who thinks of all the like theme stuff that you guys do, like for Halloween and New Year's and stuff?
It's a collaborative effort.
I mean, a Disney set?
Yeah, I mean, we have countless ideas. No, it's not Disney. It's Diz NYE.
Yeah.
And we have a ton of ridiculous ideas, like New Year's Steve was a really fun one. Electric Kool-Aid Asheville Test, Arena 54. I mean, one of the key things is they need to make us laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
It's really important for the themes to be fun. And like if we're laughing at the idea and we think it's funny, ridiculous, and also like doable, we'll probably do it. It's really like doing we do the similar thing for Halloween, with Flockbuster, Halloween. What was this past one?
Dark Side and what the hell's their name?
Blanking.
Daft Side of the Moon. Daft Side of the Moon, yeah.
Blank. I mean, so like we've got a long list of so many ideas, and it's really fun, like picking one out for every year. Yeah. If we do a theme, and it's also it's a challenge for us. It's like we look at it, we pick it out. We're like, all right, Pink Floyd and Daft Punk. Like Daft Punk's going to be weird and challenging without any keys or vocoders, but we're like, we can do this. Challenge accepted. And then we just start like working on it, and like we'll make all these different arrangements and see how us as a 4-piece, with no keys, can really pull off a lot of this music. Like, Floyd, a huge part of the Floyd sound is Richard Wright's key playing,
mm-hmm.
And we had to make all the sounds with guitars or just omit some of the sounds and try to fill in other areas. And, when we cover a song, we're not trying to like do it by the book. We try to recreate the song as if it was a pigeon song.
Oh,
do it the way
I love that idea.
When we play a Pink Floyd song or a Daft Punk song, we're not playing it the way Pink Floyd or Daft Punk would play at all. We're going to play it the way we would play it. And that's what makes it fun for us. And that's, I think, what makes it fun for the fans. Because, I mean, I don't know. Cover bands are fun at weddings, but like, it's really fun to see bands do something little different with the song. Like,
Right.
and I love seeing bands do covers
Yeah, me too.
because most bands that do a cover, they're not just playing the song, because that's not exciting. You want to hear, and similar to like, when we, like going back to like studio albums versus live, I feel like it's awesome to hear songs live, even if it's a straightforward 3-minute song and it's a song you love. It's a totally different experience hearing it live. But to me, it's even more fun when that song has something different.
Mhm.
When all of a sudden that 3-minute song is this 10-minute jam, or something changes with it, and or even just the experience of experiencing that song with a crowd of people.
Yeah. Ain't
It's
nothing like it.
the power of live music is undeniable.
Absolutely.
For
And
sure.
it's not replaceable. You can't.
No.
Live streams are not a substitute. You know?
No.
Thank
It's
you.
you need to be in the room or
Yeah.
outside in that field or at Red
Yeah.
Rocks, feeling the energy. That's energy is really the key part of the live music experience.
For
And
sure.
you can't experience that outside of at a show.
Through a
Well,
screen.
and you said it early on in the interview, Jeremy, you were like feeding off of, the energy. And I've been thinking about it the whole time, that word feed off of energy. It's like we are taking it in, and
Well, we're also giving it back.
well,
That's
no, I don't mean it that way. I just mean we're taking it in, and it is feeding us. Like it's giving us something that we can't get anywhere else. Like you said, live streams are awesome. Thank God we had them to keep us occupied, but it didn't replace that need for that type of food, that energetic expression between both the band and the audience.
Jeremy, what was your first show that like really blew your mind that you went to, that you like walked in one person and walked out going, holy shit?
I could say been to so many shows.
Right.
My first concert was the Bare Naked Ladies when I was like 12, I think.
Right.
The first concert I like remember. I saw Johnny Cash when I was like 2, but I don't remember that. But like, one extremely important like musical experience for me was my first music festival.
Oh.
And I think it's true for so many people.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And for me, that was Bonnaroo in 2006. I just graduated high school, and I was already a live music junkie at that point. Like all through high school, I was seeing shows 1 to 3 times a week.
Wow.
To my parents' dismay.
Yeah, right.
Even on school nights, I was hooked, and it was sort of more like punk shows and hardcore shows, and back in like early high school. And then I started going to some jam band shows and all sorts of different shows. And I'd gotten pretty big into the jam band world over high school as well, through some people I worked with who were big Fish fans. And, I went to Bonnaroo in 2006, and I discovered so many bands that weekend. Like it's where I first heard the Wood Brothers.
Oh shit.
Who are another one of my favorite bands to see live. I just saw them a month or so ago. It's where I first discovered the Motet, actually, was at Bonnaroo 2006. Motet, I just stumbled upon their set, on Thursday night, and blew me away. Bought their CD as soon as I got home. Wood Brothers, I knew of. I was a big Medeski and Martin Wood fan at that point. And I was like, oh, Chris Wood's in this band. I got to go see them. And totally different, but I was hooked. And just the overall experience of being at a full immersive camping festival, it changed my life. I was like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. And, I didn't leave that weekend being like, I need to throw a Domefest. I need to throw a fest. I left that weekend being like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to live here.
I need to go to more music festivals. And like that was like the most epic weekend. And I started going to more music festivals, and then was supposed to go to All Good that summer too, but unfortunately plans fell apart last minute. But I first went to All Good in 2007, and I mean, Bonnaroo had 80,000 people. You know, it was insane, too big, but amazing. And like, you know, I'm so grateful that we get to play Bonnaroo now. It's surreal being on that stage, or one of their stages, and we're doing that this summer, which will be really amazing. But then going to All Good Festival, which was also a huge festival, 20 to 25,000 people. It was similarly as intensive an experience, but way more chill.
Makes sense.
Still very overwhelming, because 20,000 people is a ton of people. You know,
Sure is.
that's still a sea of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, you know, this is more my speed. And then I went to Camp Barefoot, and that had 3,000 people, and I was like, this is where
now it's like
so
too hot, too cold, just right.
You know, when you're at a more intimate festival, be it Domefest or any other smaller festival, you know, it becomes more of a community gathering where you make friends, who then you'll hang out with the whole weekend, who then you'll stay in touch with them. You know, I mean, I know so many of our fans have met their closest friends, met their future spouses at Domefest, you know, and just like I've met so many of my close friends at music festivals, especially of the smaller variety. Because like when you're at a festival with 10,000 or even 5,000 plus people, you know, you see someone, you might not see them again for the rest of the weekend. But when you're at a smaller festival with, you know, 400 up to like 3,000, 3,500 people, you get to experience the whole weekend with this group of people.
It's intimate.
And make lasting friendships if you choose to do so.
Yeah.
And there's something special about that.
There really
and
is.
I mean, you know, my whole point with that is like, you know, music festivals I think are extremely important, you know, and like complete game changers for so many people.
I 100% agree. And
one of the festivals that we saw you at as well that kind of that it did not kind of, it changed my life and my perspective for festivals was Northwest String Summit, and just their grounds and how they cultivated such a beautiful intimate space that, kind of like what you were saying, wasn't too huge, wasn't a sea of people, but definitely was a good amount where you can kind of like walk by and see the guy that you stood next to at the, you know, show night before. It was incredible. So with you saying that, like, you're right, festivals are important. It is an important place for people to find a likeness and expand on that with each other, you know, like, oh, that band was amazing. And you always have that, remember that set at, you know, 2010, you know, String of Summit. And so, yeah, it creates this awesome yearbook, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I have countless monumental memories from music festivals.
Right on.
You know, and lots of hilarious ones, tons that I would never talk about. You know, and they're some of my most fond memories are from music festivals. You know, it's that was such a huge part of my life. You know, even before the band existed, you know, I was completely obsessed with going to music, seeing live music and going to festivals, because, you know, I love seeing live music because you're with that community for a night. But when you're at a festival, you're immersed in that community.
Yeah, it's where you're living for the next few days.
And it's what makes music festivals extra special to me. And to get to contribute to that scene with Domefest is, you know, it was the dream I never even thought I had, you know, but it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. And, you know, I feel so lucky, you know, to have been able to travel the country to play all these music festivals across the country, to have finally experienced Horning Hideout when we did String Summit 2 or 3 years ago. Or who knows?
2019.
It was 19.
2019, yeah. Time is weird after.
Yes, it is.
Sure is, brother.
But yeah, it's really amazing. Like, I've been hearing about Horning's Hideout for years. being a fan of String Cheese Incident, they always used to do their incidents there back in the day. And I was always like, man, it'd be really cool to get out to Horning's Hideout.
Oh.
And I never made it to a String Cheese show there, but I'm glad I got to experience the place with string sound.
It seems to be a theme that you get to see live music at venues. Like you play them before you get to see a band play there.
That's awesome, man. So what'd you think about Hornings? What was your impression?
Of what?
Of Hornings, how Hornings Hideout.
Oh, Hornings is amazing. Such a beautiful venue. Love the lake behind the stage.
Yeah.
And just the general vibe of the place is amazing. It's a really special site. I could tell.
It was so cool.
The stage is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It was so cool to be in the crowd and watch you guys do your set, because a lot of the old bluegrass heads at that festival had never been experienced to Pigeons playing ping pong, and to see them grooving to you guys and who are these guys, man? It was so much fun, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you festivals have played such an important role in the development of Pigeons playing ping pong. We have reached so many new fans through music festivals, just like you were saying, and it has been such an important part of our career and our development. And, I always think back to when we got our early opportunities, at music festivals, those were pivotal moments for us, when we were maybe just getting started in the market, but then we got a music festival there, it would change everything.
Boom. Yeah.
And that goes for every festival we play, even still to this day. It's beyond just a good gig. It's an opportunity to reach new people, no matter what stage in your career you're at, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I love playing music festivals. Every year it's been something I look forward to dearly.
Well, man, I can't freaking wait to see you guys in a couple of weeks out here, Jeremy. I already said it. Your shows are one of our favorites, brother, and I appreciate you taking the time with us tonight.
Yeah.
Man. I know you got a little baby and stuff, and it's not easy, and I really do appreciate it, man. Seriously, because time is clearly
precious, very valuable and precious to you, especially at this point. So thank you for giving us an hour of your time on a Friday afternoon, even.
Yeah.
Thank
I have
you.
No life now. Now I'm gonna go make
You've got a pretty dope life, man. And
live music.
Yes.
I love my life. I'm very happy and blessed to be where I am, and it's great to talk to people like you guys who are also passionate and feel similar.
Yeah, Jeremy, for real, another thank you is you being open. These are the people that how we heard about you was people inviting us to your show. And we had never seen you before. And one of our listeners was like, you need to come out, fly.
He said, are you coming to the Pigeon Show? I said, I don't know. I'm not sure. And
he's like, I'm on the fence.
I said, I'm on the fence. He goes, well, get off the fucking fence and come fly with the flock. And that was that. That was that.
Yeah. So what wrapping it up is just the fact that you're open with yourself. You're sharing a lot of your insights and your history to a bunch of maybe people that haven't heard you that might fall in love with you. You know what I mean? So thanks for being open. And again, thanks for your time and your talents, man.
I appreciate it. And sorry I didn't talk too much about the new album, but
it's all right.
I'm insanely excited about Perspective. Some of the songs on that album are some of my favorite songs we've recorded yet. And, I cannot wait for everyone to be able to hear them.
Right
on.
on.
Can't wait either, man. Jeremy.
There will be some fun surprises for all our fans on there.
Is there Domefest this year?
Yeah. Domefest is May 19th through 21 at Legend Valley in Thornville, Ohio.
Right on.
It's going to be an epic weekend.
Oh, right on.
All right. Hey, Jeremy, I know that you guys have you have everything covered and you have a great team and all that. But when you're in Portland, if you guys need anything, if you need to get away or you need to fucking do laundry or any of that shit, you guys got a place.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. I'm plan on waking up, going to the Nike outlet.
Oh yeah.
Right. I buy my shoes is every year when we go to Portland.
Right on.
And, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. Yeah, you're not alone.
We've gotten some good shoes there. No, I really like Portland, from our first show at the tiny little basement venue. The Goodfoot Lounge.
The Goodfoot, yeah.
Which was insane. Portland's been a trip. It's really one of our favorite spots. And excited. Hope that's out there, maybe we can have a beer.
All right, man.
All right.
We'll talk
Jeremy,
to you soon,
have
Jeremy.
a great day.
Anyway, thanks again.
We'll see you soon, brother. Take care.
getting started. Don't go anywhere.
What now? Shoe heads.
Yeah, shoe heads. Nike people, just shoe fans. But up here, it's the whole Nike thing. I just love that.
And Nate, shout out Nate. Nate knows all about it.
I wish I would have been on this one with Jeremy. We would have geeked out on shoes for a few minutes. I would have been like, check these out.
Yeah, Jeremy, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. It's I don't know. It's just super special when a band that means a lot to us comes on the show.
Absolutely.
And we get to connect with the people that have facilitated a psychedelic good time for us. Like, it's extra special.
And non-psychedelic great times, like hanging out on the porch, just laughing and listening to music.
Yeah, that's true. We were listening to him this morning in the kitchen.
It's amazing. And
yeah, that was this morning.
Jeremy, thank you too. Like, you were so intentional with the conversation and so thoughtful with your answers, and I so appreciate that. And you killed it when we saw you in Portland. Thank you. The whole band did, but I was trying to pay extra attention to you because you were just on the show. So thank you, Pigeons. We love you.
And we were on Jeremy's side too.
We sure
so we're
was.
like right there on the kids' side, which is the funnest side.
You noticed
of
the
the ballroom. Not the other night. I didn't. I think they were in a picture you took or something. I did see them, but not while they were playing. I was back a little too far to see their feet, but
I'm sure that he enjoyed the Nike outlet.
Yeah, everybody that likes Nikes enjoys the Nike outlet. It's like the candy store.
Okay. I just another thing in life that I don't understand.
You have shoes that you like.
If there was a Vans outlet, you would love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a shoe person, just not as big a shoe person as like.
Yeah, I like that whole thing of like being online and getting in lotteries and
you do that for tickets, for concert tickets.
That's not shoes. I'm talking about shoes.
But so you understand it though, but it's just transferred to something different.
Yeah.
I just love having a good time.
I just love where we live, living up here in Portland. For people that don't know, this is like a divided town. It's funny. Like, we live on the west side of the Willamette River. This is where the Nike campus and headquarters is. And on the east side of the river is the Adidas headquarters and like campus. And they can't, those two can't mesh. Like, if you work at Adidas or if you work at Nike, you cannot wear.
It's kind of like gangs.
The other.
It reminds me of West Side Story when they're snapping their fingers on
the sharks. But it's cool that there's that kind of culture, and people take it seriously.
No,
and
I know.
The shoe game's
I know.
big.
It's one of those, like I said, it's one of those things in life that, like, okay, shoes. All right.
You know how happy I get about shoes, babe?
The other thing I love about it too is I mean, I'm sure to an extent it does sometimes, but I mean, it doesn't matter your famedom or your stardom and stuff when it comes to some of these shoe releases. There's movie stars, rock stars, and everything that don't get a pair of something they want because they don't. Nike doesn't do that. They're not just like, oh, we're going to send these to whoever, and you have to win the lottery. There's common folk out there getting these shoes that everybody wants, and they're coveted.
You're right. And in the jam community, there is a lot of sneakerheads. Look at Mahali. Is one. Mike Gordon is another one.
Mike Gordon's got some of the dopest Nikes I've seen, a few of his editions. Zach Nugent is a big Nike person.
John from the Higgs, sneakerhead. Like, it's a thing.
It's always nice to see somebody with good shoes.
I'll share this real quick too. Let's start with a little bit of my. Wait.
We're gonna back up because we didn't recap the show.
Oh, okay. I'll get back to my story wearing my Nikes in the emergency room yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. But this show, man, I just remember the next morning after I had time to process what actually happened that night. Like, it's really evident that the last 2 years has done something really special for Pigeons.
Yeah.
And please don't misunderstand what I'm saying, that like I'm saying that they were slouches prior, because they weren't, but these past 2 years have really upped their game to a level that I was really shocked. They are really in control of the energy in that room in a way that
it's just stronger than it was before. Well, we're seeing that with a lot of the show. Everybody has been honing their instruments and their vibe and everything through this 2 years, and it's so cool to see it come into stage finally. Because that play, I mean, that crystal ball, that floor was I mean, that floor moves on its own, but it was really moving that night.
That's the first time that I ever felt that floor do what it was buckling, doing what it was doing. It was, I mean, I felt it bounce a little bit and kind of rock, and it was. There was one point I think it was you and Cody were saying I was like, oh my God, this thing is rocking. It's like you could picture it almost like pancaking down like a building. Yeah, we'll be standing in the lower half of the building in an hour.
They just they literally tore the place down almost.
And Matt Butler, I mean, man, when they played in 2018, Matt came out on stage and completely blew my mind. That was the first time I ever had seen Matt do his thing. And he came out again this year and with, what's the guy's name, Mel?
Lyle Davinsky.
That's it. Thank you. And Lyle and Matt and Pigeons playing ping pong. I put a little bit of the video up on our Instagram page. Matt Butler's a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Well,
he's a conductor. He's a wizard. He pulls things from the air and makes the most gorgeous sounds that you will ever hear in your ear holes.
Yeah, and Lyle's voice,
that is a powerful shit right there.
Dude, I don't ride the rails, but Audrey and the family was up there, and I just lucked out by going up there to see them and dance with them for a couple songs. And then Lyle had come out, and I didn't know he was from the motet. We haven't seen the motet, so I didn't know all the members of the band. And he came out, and when he started, first of all, he was like, just when he came out, hey Portland, like his voice, I just knew that something special was going to happen.
About to go down, yeah.
And it hit me in the face. His sound hit me in the face, and I don't care about riding the rails, but I was so grateful to be in that space for that specific. There was nothing like it. When he was done with that song, I turned around and walked back to where we were all at, and I was just like dumbfounded and blessed. I felt like I'd gotten knighted or something.
He's got that presence in his voice that reminds me of like old school, like Al Green and Isaac Hayes, like that commanding deep.
It was
like you said, like shit's gonna happen.
It went so like peanut butter and jelly or peas and carrots with Pigeons, because just how funky he is and that soulful groove, and then Pigeons. And you know, I'm not making a comparison, but I will say that like when we went and saw Goose, there's something different about live music now than before. There's something in there that's different that I've experienced twice now. Once at Goose, or twice when we saw Goose here, those 2 nights, and now with Pigeons. There's like a laser kind of focus that the bands have locked into, and an ability to really control the vibe and the energy of the room in a way that wasn't apparent before.
No, we feel that at all these shows we go into too. It's like their empath abilities of playing the crowd and with the crowd and including the crowd is stronger than ever with everybody we've seen so far.
It almost feels like a good way to explain it is it's like creating another presence in the room. Almost like there's something that is descending into the room.
The Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
the fifth member
in third dimension. Dude, or whatever, fifth dimension.
It's happened to me in other concerts, but one of my favorite things about going to shows is like when a show is over and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, that was this one.
Where am I? What happened? Who? What?
It's over.
And the best ones seem to go so fast.
Yes.
It's like, It's like, that was only 2 songs. And it's like, no, that was 2 sets.
I was like, baby, I got something for you. Thank you, Portland. Good night. Like, what?
What happened?
I wasn't ready.
I thought you had something for me.
That was grooving.
I didn't get it yet. Come back.
yes.
Can I have it?
That was funny too. The entire next day, although the entire rest of the weekend, all of us kept at times dropping that. I got something for you. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. It was another great part of the evening was having our 2 new friends come with us and seeing the look. I looked over at B's face. I looked over at him and his eyes.
Astonishment.
And his mouth.
Astonishment.
And then I look over at Dee and she is like, she's on another planet.
Well,
she was on fire. She was lit
getting
up.
down.
She was grooving. And it was just to see people that have never seen a band. And then if you would have looked at them like from a bird's eye view in the crowd, they looked like they'd been there before.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. They were dancing, they were grooving, but like to know that it was their first time and to like be able to go home with them and their excitement and just it was amazing. It was one of my favorite things to do.
And then, like we were talking, and then we got Bree and Cody came with us.
Bree,
You've heard us talk about Cody many times, and his son, who's in his mid-teens, came with us.
I think 18. He's 18.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He does have his. Okay, that's right. And he was blown away. First of all, I love that 2 songs into Karina Reichman. He leans over to me and taps you on the shoulder. He's like, Apple, I think I'm in love.
Yeah, he is.
It's like, yeah, get in line,
it's hard
buddy.
not to fall in love with her.
Yeah, super sweetie. And then watching him get his groove during Pigeon. At first, he'd never quite danced to music like that, like at a show. And he was kind of stiff the first couple songs. Next thing you know, you look over and he's all wavy and just working it. And that was amazing to see.
It was super cool for Cody because at one point in the evening, Cody tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, I'm so happy. It was like during the first set of Pigeons. He's like, I'm so happy. My son's wearing a fish shirt and he's dancing to Pigeons playing ping pong. I'm so proud.
Aww.
And I was like,
proud
hashtag
Papa that
father of the
night.
year, dude. You won, man. You fucking killing it.
It was really sweet to
Well,
be
and then
surrounded by our people,
all those
our friends,
people.
right? Like,
And then the first people, I remember
Katie
when we
with
were
the
walking
Y.
in, for the first person we saw that we knew was Simon. Darla and Simon with Jason and Audrey's kids. Darla and Simon. See Simon standing there with his hair is rocking it now. And just like, hey guys, comes up, gives us all a hug, ushers us up to the very front rail where they're all hanging out. And those 2 are just amazing. And those 4, but those 2 kids are 2 of the coolest kids I've ever met in my life.
By far my favorite kids.
Darla looks so beautiful. Like
I was going to say, I'm going to have
so,
to stop saying kid pretty soon
well,
to her.
It's crazy
She's like,
how just a couple years when you are a child changes and alters your look from a young girl, a cute, to like a young lady that's beautiful and sweet. And it's I don't even know what to say because like we've done that with our children, you know, like we've seen children grow up and kind of miss it because you're there every day.
Right.
But when you don't see children every day and they grow up from say maybe 10 to 12, that's a big leap.
And those 2 kids have seen more Pigeons shows and festivals than
most
most
of
adults.
us.
And, and she came strolling over at set break and set break was a little weird. And she was just in there fucking with me and having a good time and joking around and laughing.
Those kids are pranksters. They've been raised by Jason and Audrey in this whole festival scene. They know how to have fun and be funny.
Little
And
sweethearts.
Yeah, and then watching Audrey, watching like watching her kids grow up, seeing that mom and Audrey, like, I'm so happy for her, but those are my little babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love you, the Abels. We love you.
You know, it's really cool to see the community thriving again and like everybody out doing their thing and the smiles on people's faces. It was the first show that we've been to where masks weren't required.
Yeah, that was special.
It was really cool to see the smiles and like it changed the vibe of the whole thing. Just not having to worry like that and
open,
not having it in the back
so
of your
much.
mind and the whole, all of it, just the whole ish of that.
It felt like a new sense of liberation.
Yeah. And where, it, whatever. But having that, I think, elevated the game too. But, they really are like pigeons. So like consummate professionals at what they do. And it's really cool. Like I was looking at the wall in the living room the other day, and we have all these posters from shows that we've been to, and there's 3 pigeons posters up there in the living room. And I was like, wow, we've been going to see pigeons since 2018. And that, you hear 2018 and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Like time goes really fast.
We didn't score a poster at this one, did we?
No.
We never went back to the merch booth.
We never went back.
We didn't do merch this time around.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even
looked at it when we first came in, and then just had such a blast.
Yeah, I was completely like, I didn't even go to the merch.
And I got caught on the way out. I got caught in like the flow of humans leaving the Crystal Ballroom, so I couldn't
you got sucked in the vortex going down the stairs.
Exit, and I just ended up in the lobby, and then I was outside, and it was
sometimes
funny.
It happens, sometimes it doesn't.
It was really funny. After the show, Ben and Tiff were with us, and it was me and Mel and Apple, and then our 2 friends, and then Ben and Tiff, and we're after the show and on the street corner here in Portland, and we're like, okay, we're gonna call an Uber, and Ben's like, fuck that, I'll drive you guys home, it's not that far. And we're like, okay. And so we follow Ben to his car, and we get there, and it's a 5-seater, and there's 8 of us.
Then the logistics of that was,
and I'm like, Ben, we can't do this. And he's like, your mom was in the circus, you guys can do this, just we'll figure it out, get in, man. So like we all start trying to pile in this car, and the last 2 outside the car, me and Apple, and
the car's full already.
We're the 2 biggest dudes, other than our one friend who's like 6'4".
Yeah, they're gonna let him sit in the front. Apple, I'm gonna sit on Apple's lap, who's sitting on Mel's lap.
Leaving a show, driving through downtown Portland, it would be like a cop.
We didn't do it.
It would be a cop's like wet dream, not even to bust you, but just to pull you over and fuck with you, to be like, what the fuck is going on here,
hey,
folks?
Idiots, how you doing?
Yeah.
Well, see, we just went to a concert, and we all didn't want to drive because it wouldn't be safe. So he did it.
Yeah, right. And then Ben talking 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, no thanks.
No, it didn't happen.
So Apple and I, being the responsible adults that we are, decided that we're
all being us.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're like, we'll take an Uber. We'll meet you guys there. So they drive off.
We were like, peace.
We figured we're gonna get an Uber and be a couple minutes behind them.
They drive off, and I quickly realized that Apple and I are alone downtown Portland at like midnight. And
everything else in
I'm
Portland
having trouble
pretty much
working
shuts
my
down
phone,
early.
And I'm like, oh shit. So I finally like lock in an Uber, and at first it says like 6 minutes. I'm like, okay, 6 minutes and we'll be able to get in the car and we'll get home. We'll be safe.
18 minutes.
And I'm like, oh shit. And there's like junkies walking by, and we were
on the corner just cracking up and looking at the buildings. It was so fun. Like you said the next day, you're like, that was one of the funnest times that like me and him had together, just standing there. We're stuck downtown waiting on a ride. So we were
Apple's
just being
like,
goofy as hell.
Hey man, look over to your right. And I was like, yeah. He's like, see that building right there? It's a miniature Empire State Building. I keep waiting for a little tiny King Kong to come across.
And then it was pure silliness and fun.
Yeah. And then our Uber driver, I don't know what he thought. We were like recapping the show in telepathy and half sentences on the ride home.
Yeah, he was like glancing in the rearview mirror like, oh shit.
So the only thing that was coming out was like noises and like affirmation.
At one
noises.
point I said, there's one point it was dancing so much, I was getting so hot and sweaty, I thought I was going to throw up.
And I was like this.
And I think he just heard the throw up thing, and he's like, oh no. No, we're like, no, we're talking about earlier. We're fine. Nobody's going to throw up in your car.
He said, am I driving too fast? It's like, no, dude, it's cool. But those nights are the best nights, man. And Pigeons playing ping pong. Thank you for another magical fucking evening here in Portland.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them again now because their new album Perspective is coming out on April 8th. They are still in the middle of a whole country tour here, just killing it everywhere. They're going to be in Boston. They're going to be out in Boston tomorrow, April 1st.
Apple.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your shoes in the emergency room, dude.
Oh, okay. Going to do a little week. Okay, so folks, anybody that's listened before, I have some lower GI issues and things and everything. Yesterday,
nice way to put it.
Yeah, yesterday, yeah. I'm not going to get graphic anymore. People know. Go back and listen if you want to hear more about my issues, but I lower GI things. So
really,
anyway,
lower.
I had to leave work yesterday. I came home not feeling good. Aaron was finally like, "Oh my God, you look like crap." I wasn't feeling good. I was in pain. Aaron took me and dropped me off at the ER, and I went in and was there for a while. But part of the story is going back to talking about Nike people and shoe heads. They're my favorite pair of shoes. I have these purple and black Nikes, and everywhere I wear them, I get comments on them because they're like special order. You can't walk in the store and buy them. You can go on the Nike website, and if people don't know this, you can sign up on the Nike website, create your own account, and you can build your own shoes. You can pick the colors you want down to the laces, the tongue, like everything. But I'm in the ER and I'm laying in the hallway waiting to get a CT scan. I got my shoes on, which are hanging off the end almost a little. And like doctors, everybody was walking by. It's like, because they're pretty much busy in an ER. They're not really talking to people or paying attention, but they're, nice shoes. I got so many nice shoe comments. And I'm laying there and that's all I can really see.
They're not pristine anymore.
No, and then they got one of those little ER blankets over you to keep you cozy, and my feet are sticking out. So that's like all you can see. And it was just funny. I got a lot of comments on my Nikes.
Apple's trip to the ER. All about his shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm home. I'm okay. I'm doing this. So, yay, me.
I'm glad you're all right, man. It's weird. It's weird when any one of us is not feeling good, but it's really weird when like the not feeling good is to the level of like, should I take him to the hospital level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Well,
the dog picks up on it. Darwin was like very concerned about me, and that also helped me. Like, I think I'm fucked up.
I think I'm fucked up.
Well, yeah.
Dogs can smell shit like that.
I told him that this morning.
It's true.
Yeah, they can smell blood, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can smell blood. They can smell cancer. Some dogs. They can smell disease.
They can smell a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can feel that coming on, sense that.
And Darwin's so tuned into all of us, so he really knows what's going on.
But it's just like, I'm working from home, and you show up in the middle of the day, and
that was funny too.
Courtesy call.
I'm just a courteous roommate. Did he tell you about that?
No, but I just
I'm
know
heading
that you're
home.
courteous.
Well, Wednesdays is the one day that Aaron and Mel have the house to themselves. All the boys are back to work. I'm at work. So Aaron and Mel have the house to themselves, which I'm sure sometimes it's just quiet, whatever. But
Mel wasn't home.
I didn't know. I don't know that. I'm heading home. I'm on the freeway, and I'm like, you know what? I should call in case they're, whatever.
Apple goes,
running around the house,
in case you're
naked,
wearing the GIMP costume again.
It hasn't happened in all these Wednesdays. It's not happened, Apple.
Okay, well, maybe I started something for you, but I was like, he's like, why? Okay, I was like, just because I'm courteous. I'm not trying to walk in on anything or disrupt you. If you guys are like, who knows, meditating or something, I would know to come in. He's like, okay, I guess that's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like nobody does that. I do that.
But anyway, he shows up in the middle of the day, which is weird first. And then when you got out of the car, dude, when you came down here, you didn't look good. Like you were white.
I was pale.
You're white already anyway. You're the whitest.
Yeah, but when I turn whiter, that's scary. Yeah. Like he's gonna get transparent.
And then just what was going on with you, it's like that could be really something serious or nothing at all. Let's go find out. Instead of like, 2 days from now you're in the hospital for a week because you didn't go in.
Yeah, and it was weird. The doctor, it was good. There was nothing really to report, but the doctors were stumped. They were like, we don't know where the bleeding came from.
Aliens.
But everything, your GI, everything looks good.
It's alien.
They were dumbfounded, but also it was nothing that they could tell.
Well, I'm glad you're all right, man. Like I said, I don't like when any of us aren't feeling well, but when one of us is in the hospital, it's doubly
you were
worrisome.
super sweet, awesome, brother. The way you handle your tone and everything. You're like, I'm going to lock up everything downstairs, and I'm going to meet you at the car. Get ready. You're like, don't change. I was like, okay, because I was gonna I was thinking of it like I'm going out. I need to put on leave. It's like, no, you're going to ER. Leave on your sweats. Get your purple Nikes though.
Absolutely. I was like, get your comfy pillow. Bring that with you. Let's go, man. I don't know. The dad in me kicked. The grandpa or dad.
It did.
Kicks in.
It did. You ushered me there, and then you and Mel came and picked me up later that evening. It was nice.
So, yeah, I mean, not much has transpired since Tuesday when we checked in with everybody.
Yeah, that was kind of the biggest thing, a little ER scare.
About you, anything new, Mel, since Tuesday?
I mean, I had some cute days off. I spent the day with Tiffany, and we had an awesome, fun, just girl time, which
you two together seem like troublemakers.
No,
I mean,
we were angels.
You
we were
you
totally
could be angels,
angels,
but you two look like troublemakers.
Oh yeah,
too.
and we should. We always will look like troublemakers, but we were just being cute, and we just had a really great time hanging out. Like, it's amazing how much life happens in like a week or two that if you don't talk about it, you realize like, oh shit, I guess a lot did happen.
Yeah.
When Darwin's leg and we had gone to the concert, and then, people come over, and like a lot can go down. So we were just kind of filling each other in, and, had a couple appointments.
Can I have a sip of your water?
That was really fun. So, and I actually have an appointment coming up right this moment that I got to bounce out for in a minute.
Look, everybody, here's the thing. We have a lot on the schedule, a lot on the books.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a full plate again.
Yeah,
Woo!
man. I am beyond grateful for our schedule. I am not complaining in the least. I am so happy. Next week, April 7th through the 10th, like you heard at the beginning of the show,
Whoop-de-whoop.
3 of us, No Simple Road, will be joining Melvin Seals and Jerry Garcia and the JGB, Circles Around the Sun, Phil Lesh and Friends, O'Teal and Friends,
Pink
The
Talking
Alligators,
Fish,
Pink Talking Fish,
Brown-Eyed Women,
Marcus Razak, Shred is Dead, Keller Williams at the Ventura County Fairgrounds for Skull and Roses Festival. We will be podcasting live from there. If you listen to the show and you're going to be there, make sure to come find us, come say hi. We're going to be recording clips, little small interviews with attendees. So if you are so inclined, feel free to come over and say, hey, I have a story to tell.
I've got something to say.
Yeah. And then Mel and I will be headed to New York City the week after to go see Fish.
And okay, I just have to be a proud mom right now. Sid is currently in New York right now, working for CoverGirl, Easy Breezy Beautiful.
Easy.
And
Beautiful.
I don't know anything else. Commercial, not sure. Print, not sure. Who cares? She's working for CoverGirl, and I'm a proud mom, and I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yay.
Super proud of our little girl, killing it. And we're going to follow her to New York and go see Fish.
That's right.
And then
you're not going to see the Knickerbocker.
No, Apple. We're not going to see the Knick. Then we're going to be at Mojo Family Fest.
We're
going to be at Beltane Music Festival here, and you can get tickets to both of those at their respective websites, and also at nosimpleroad.com. And then Northwest String Summit, and then we have some other stuff lined up. I just got us tickets to go see O'Teal and Friends today.
Oh, you did?
I sure did.
Wow!
I'm going to see
Right
Pucifer. Going to see Pucifer
at the
Schnitzer Hall.
Oh, wow.
Pucifer
Are
on
you?
July 9th.
The Schnitzer's like
I got to say a shout out to our good buddy Bryce and everything, because you guys are. Not that I get depressed when you're gone, but I'm happy to go. But I was like, okay, I got nothing to do when they're going to be gone. Bryce calls me up. Is like, got an extra ticket to go see Dave Chappelle at the Moda Center on 4/20. So I'm going to work my ass off all day and then get to go get high, go with them to the Moda Center and watch Dave Chappelle do his thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
So that's going to be amazing.
Woo! Wow.
Okay, way Dave. Way to go,
that's
Dave. Thank
really
you, Bryce.
Cool.
And Joe. Also Joe. Joe helped set that up.
Bryce is dope. I will second
Bryce
that
is
emotion.
Dope. He's a charming Southern gentleman too. Bryce,
very charming. And then
thank you. I gotta go, so you can finish up.
And we love you guys. We'll be back next week with more stuff and things. And we'll see you soon. Wash your hands.
We love you.
Third. Smile a stranger.
well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Paul Phelps.
And this is Monica Strutt.
And we're from the Daily Music Business Podcast. We're joined by a number of other really great hosts in creating daily content with great advice for independent musicians just like you.
That's right. We put out episodes daily on all topics from music marketing to branding, advice on signing with a manager and label, and anything else you need to up-level the business side of your music career. We've got it covered.
Subscribe to the Daily Music Business Podcast today on your favorite podcast catcher.
Subscribe today to the Daily Music Business Podcast on your favorite podcast platform.